quick ad. With Time Twist, you get exciting, bizarre, and significant historical events delivered to your phone every single day. Enjoying this episode? There's so much more in the app. You'll find the link in the show notes. Let's get started.
Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're looking at something a bit different.
Yep. What's that?
We've gathered sources all focused on just one single date, July 16th.
Oh, interesting. Just zeroing in on one day across history.
Exactly. And what we found is, well, it's quite a mix. We've got cosmic stuff, huge scientific leaps, cultural moments, political shifts.
All landing on July 16th.
Right. It paints a really rich picture, sometimes in pretty unexpected ways.
Okay, I'm intrigued. It's amazing how pulling that one thread, that single date, can show you so much.
So our mission today with these sources is to unpack some of these key July 16th events.
Figure out why they matter, what the impact was.
Yeah, and see what kind of patterns, or maybe, lack of patterns emerge. See what it tells us about time.
Sounds good. So where do we start? What's the earliest point our sources highlight for July 16th?
Okay, so way back. The sources point to 622 CE, a really profoundly important event.
622, what happened then?
The Hijra. Ah, okay. Prophet Muhammad's migration from Mecca to Medina.
Yeah.
Hugely significant. That's the one. And the sources really emphasize this wasn't just like a physical journey.
No, it's much more than that.
It was the spiritual and historical turning point. It actually marks the beginning of the Islamic calendar.
Right. Think about that for what? Over 1 billion people today? July 16th, 622 CE. That's day one, effectively.
It's foundational. And the sources note how its echoes are still felt, massively, centuries later.
An incredible starting point for our date. So where does July 16th pop up next in a big way? Moving forward quite a bit, I imagine.
Yeah, we jump forward many centuries, right into the thick of the modern era, the 20th century.
Okay.
And here, July 16th gets tied to some really world-altering scientific and technological moments. Things get pretty intense.
I think I know where you might be going. Let me guess, 1945.
You got it. July 16th, 1945. The New Mexico desert.
The Trinity test.
The very first test of an atomic bomb.
Just
The dawn of the nuclear age, right there.
Yeah. The source material describes it as this moment of incredible scientific achievement, right? A triumph in a way, but completely wrapped in this blinding flash of terror. It wasn't just power, it was peril.
Instantly created.
Exactly. The insight isn't just that it happened, but how that single test on July 16th created this immediate global paradox. Huge potential, terrifying risk.
Wow. And then, incredibly, just over 2 decades later, same date, July 16th.
Yeah.
Humanity was looking up, not, at destructive power, but outwards.
Yeah.
Towards space.
Ah, okay. Apollo 11.
Apollo 11's July 16th, 1969, launching from Cape Canaveral.
Taking Armstrong, Aldrin, and Collins towards the moon.
Mm-hmm. The sources give this vivid picture, the ground shaking, this massive pillar of fire, the start of that incredible voyage.
And the feeling must have been electric.
Totally. The sources capture like the whole world just held its breath watching.
Watching the impossible become history.
Right before our eyes.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so beyond these huge scientific and cosmic moments, July 16th also shows up in culture, in sports.
Right. It's not all atoms and rockets.
No, what do the sources highlight there?
Okay. Shifting gears a bit. Let's go to 1951. July 16th. A book was published.
A significant one.
Oh, yeah. The Catcher in the Rye.
Ah, Holden Caulfield. He's practically a byword for teenage angst, isn't he?
He really is. But the source points out it was more than just Holden. It was J.D. Salinger holding up this mirror,
It's a society.
Yeah, capturing that raw voice, questioning everything. Phony people, fake smiles, what does it all mean?
And the insight there is...
That the reflection wasn't always comfortable. It struck such a chord, especially with young people feeling alienated. It just resonated and keeps resonating.
Okay. And around the same time, 1950, actually. Different kind of drama, different continent.
Yes. The sources detail this football match. July 16th, 1950, Maracanã Stadium, Brazil.
The World Cup final. Brazil playing Uruguay. Brazil expected to win, big time.
Huge favorites on home soil. But Uruguay didn't follow the script.
No, they delivered what the source calls pure heartbreak.
Imagine it. 200,000 fans, absolutely sure of victory. And then, silence. Uruguay scores, Uruguay wins.
That one goal.
The source says it didn't just decide a game. It fundamentally changed, the whole nation's sporting soul. That day, July 16th, became legendary for the wrong reasons in Brazil.
Wow. Heavy stuff. Okay, from sporting lows to musical highs, and then a sad loss.
Right. Fast forward to 2003, July 16th, the day the world lost Celia Cruz.
The Queen of Salsa. What an energy she had.
Oh, incredible. The source puts it perfectly. Her voice was like sunlight, her presence just electric.
When she sang, you had to dance.
Pretty much. And the insight is that her spirit, it's not just a memory, it's still alive, pulsing in Latin music today, a living legacy from someone who passed on the stage.
That's a lovely way to think about it. Okay, back to sports briefly, but more recently.
Yes, 2017, another sporting milestone on July 16th, Roger Federer.
Winning Wimbledon. Again.
His 8th Wimbledon title.
And the remarkable thing, he was 35, right? Which in tennis years is getting up there.
Exactly. Many thought his best years were behind him, but the source describes his play, that tournament, smooth, serene, like poetry in motion.
So the takeaway isn't just the win.
No, it's how he won and when. At 35, it defied the odds, defied the idea that athletes have a short peak. It was this masterclass in sustained greatness, proving age doesn't always have to be the barrier people think it is.
Okay, so it's clear July 16th isn't just about human achievements or, human dramas. The cosmos gets involved too.
That's right. Our sources point to a pretty dramatic cosmic event, 1994.
What happened then?
Comet Shoemaker-Levy 9, it didn't just fly by, it hit Jupiter.
Hit Jupiter, like collided.
Yeah, it had broken into pieces, and then these pieces just slammed into the giant planet, one after another.
We could see that from Earth.
We could. Telescopes were trained on it. The sources describe Earthlings watching in awe as Jupiter, our sort of solar system protector,
Took the hits.
absorbed the blows. And the insight there is pretty profound, isn't it? It's this cosmic reminder. While we're down here busy with our lives, the universe is out there playing by its own rules, big, powerful, sometimes violent rules.
Puts things in perspective. Okay, bringing it back down to Earth, literally. Another event impacting the planet.
Yes, in 2007, nature's power again. A major earthquake hit Japan's Niigata region on July 16th.
A terrible event.
Absolutely. The ground trembled, nature roared, as the source puts it. Significant damage.
But the sources focus on.
On in the human response, how the people there stood strong in the aftermath. So it's not just recording the disaster.
It's about resilience.
Exactly. Resilience as this quiet, daily heroism, facing that kind of challenge and carrying on. That's the insight highlighted for that July 16th.
Makes sense. Okay, let's turn to politics. July 16th has seen some key moments there too, and also, unfortunately, a national tragedy.
Right. Looking at politics first, 1990, a really pivotal meeting mentioned in the sources.
What was meeting?
Helmut Kohl, the West German chancellor then, and Mikhail Gorbachev, the Soviet leader, in Moscow.
So this is right when the Cold War is thawing rapidly.
Precisely. And this specific meeting on July 16th, the source highlights, was crucial. It paved the way for German reunification.
So a massive political outcome.
Yes, but the insight noted goes a bit deeper. It wasn't just political agreements. It was about allowing a divided nation to start healing, allowing hearts, as the source says, to start stitching themselves back together across those old, hard borders.
Powerful image. And then more recently, another significant political moment on this date. A first.
Yes, in 2019, Ursula von der Leyen stepped forward in Brussels,
Taking the helm of the EU.
as president of the European Commission, and, crucially, the first woman to hold that post.
That's a major landmark.
It is. The source gives a few details. She's a doctor, a mother of 7, described as a force of nature. But the real point underscored is the symbolism.
Shattering a glass ceiling.
In that context, yes,
Yeah.
the sources frame it as a significant moment where that barrier was broken at the EU's highest level.
Okay, now, juxtaposed with these political shifts, there's a much sadder event from 1999, also tied to July 16th in the sources.
Yeah, real national tragedy in the U.S. The plane crash involving John F. Kennedy, Jr.
Often called America's Prince, son of JFK and Jackie Kennedy.
That's how the sources refer to him. Such a public figure, son of legends.
And just gone so suddenly.
Gone too soon, absolutely. The sources reflect that his death felt like the closing of a chapter. A chapter of that American Camelot idea.
And the lasting note.
Is not just the sadness, but how his charm, his potential, that sort of quiet hope he seemed to represent, still lingers in public memory. A poignant July 16th event.
Definitely. Okay, amidst all these world-changing, life-altering events, our sources also toss in something a bit more mundane.
Yes, there's always room for the everyday, right?
Yeah.
1935, Oklahoma City.
What happened there on July 16th?
They installed the world's first parking meter.
The barking meter. Seriously.
Seriously. And the source adds a little chuckle saying, because even history needs a place to park.
That's great. A reminder that innovation isn't always, atomic bombs or moon landings. Sometimes it's about finding a spot for your car.
Exactly. A practical necessity finds its day.
Okay, one last category our sources touch on for July 16th. Birthdays.
Ah, right. The start of lives that would go on to make their own mark. Another way the date gets noted.
Yeah, and it's quite a diverse list, too.
It really is. You've got Will Ferrell.
The comedy giant. Master of the absurd.
And Gareth Bale, the footballer. Lightning fast.
Larry Sanger.
One of the key people behind Wikipedia. Think of the impact there.
Huge. And then figures from further back.
Roald Amundsen, the polar explorer, mapping the unknown, icebound parts of the world.
Incredibly courage.
And Ida B. Wells, a truly powerful voice, journalist, activist.
Fighting injustice way ahead of her time.
Yeah, the source says her words lit fires against injustice long before the world was really ready to listen. What a group to share a birthday.
It really is. So looking back at everything we've pulled from these sources, wow, July 16th.
Yeah, from the Hijra setting the start of a calendar for billions.
To the Trinity test birthing the nuclear age.
Apollo 11 reaching for the moon.
That devastating World Cup loss in Brazil.
Catcher in the Rye, changing literature.
Losing Celia Cruz, celebrating Roger Federer.
A comet hitting Jupiter.
An earthquake. A key Cold War meeting. A political first for the EU.
The loss of JFK Jr. and, yes, the parking meter.
It really does hold everything, doesn't it? Joy, grief, breakthrough, tragedy, invention, cosmic awe.
It's a potent reminder from these sources, isn't it? Time never stands still. Every single day, somewhere, somehow, history is being written. Big headlines, quiet acts of resilience. It's all happening.
So here's something to think about, drawing just from what we've discussed from the sources. Consider how these moments of absolutely immense scale, a comet impact, the first atomic bomb launching to the moon, how they share this exact same date, July 16th, with events that feel so much more human scale.
Right, like the heartbreak of a football game or a novel being published or even that parking meter.
Yeah. What does that incredible mix, that messy, unpredictable juxtaposition tell you about how time works, about what history actually is?
It's definitely something to chew on, the randomness and the connection all at once.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the many faces of July 16th.
Hope you found it as fascinating as we did, digging through the sources.
Stay curious. Keep exploring the stories hidden in the everyday around you.
If you liked it, feel free to leave a rating and subscribe to the podcast.